Casey Lear, and then we'll wrap up the class with Colin Lear. He was our option puller, dropped to the bottom of the class.
Tom Byers out of Watkins, Iowa, the Agent Orange Chevrolet. That truck got a facelift. Used to be a 90s GMC body on it. Got his work cut out for him here. Spots the sled on the far right side. 3:14.33, the distance to beat. DeKalb and Asgrow Seed. Proven winners in the field with better yields and faster maturity. Contact your local DeKalb dealer to start planting more acres with DeKalb. Check them out at DeKalb.com. Green flag for Tom Byers. Agent Orange out of Watkins, Iowa. Tom Byers taking a shot.
Backing into the sled, grandstand side from Mound City, Kansas, in too deep, Tyler Paddock. Tyler was number 6 in our points last year. He's number 3 in the points at the conclusion of the 2019 season.
.291.72 feet for Tom Byers and Agent Orange. He comes up short.
Well, Ron, one thing we do know, there is going to be a green tractor win our limited pro stock class. We got a green one in the lead, and we got 3 green ones left. So the green mule, Jerry Mason, our current leader at 3:53 and 69. Backed into the sled, Tyler Paddock in too deep. Tyler comes to us from Mound City, Kansas.
Oh, it's times like that I would not want to be that 100-foot flagman to make that determination. Did he or did he not pull back on the throttle before 100 foot?
Looks like the track official spotted something and throwing him the red flag.
Little water line from the water injection system. Yeah, Tyler Paddock will be back. They're going to go fix that water line. These tractors have water injection systems. They produce so much boost and so much heat from that 4.1-inch turbocharger that they have to inject water into these machines to keep them from melting the pistons inside the block. Water injection also creates some power as well, creates some steam in there. Has a cooling effect. Cool air has more oxygen in it. So water injection does make horsepower. Jim Bosch out of West Olive, Michigan. Anybody here from Michigan tonight? The Midnight Raider. Once again, Charlie Miller, the Foxy Lady out of Creston, Iowa, sits in the number one spot at 314.33. Going to take a heck of a pass to get past him. Just didn't seem to get a hold of the track. Did not have the speed at mid-track that we've seen some other trucks have. They made it out there around the 300-foot mark. .273.64 feet. 273.64 for Jim Bosch in the Midnight Raider.
Jason Schultz, you're from Wisconsin, Richland Center, Wisconsin. We got a couple 4-1s coming up here from Reedstown, Wisconsin. We're going to see Casey Lear and the Badger Deer, and then Colin Lear and the Darien Deer. You probably see these folks pull up there in your neck of the world.
Yeah, they're organic dairy farmers. They live about 20 minutes from me, and they started out in the super farm class with Grandpa Dwight and then Chris, their dad, and then the boys now are driving the tractors. And very, very competitive. They traveled all over the Midwest last summer to go pull, and they really upgraded their program here these last couple years. They went to Riverside Engines out there in Ohio and spent some big dollars to put these big 640 cubic inch motors in these tractors. So real tough competitors, and they have a pull in their hometown of Brookwood at the end of July as well.
Now, when you say they are spending big dollars, they are spending Jason Schultz type money, right? Casey Lear, the Badger Deer. The Badger Deer, Casey Lear, Reedstown, Wisconsin. Current lead, Jerry Mason, the Green Mule, 353 and 69. On the grandstand side, Casey Lear, the Badger Deer, goes 346 feet, .49, 346 and 49, which will put him into the number 3 spot. Jerry Mason continues to lead the Green Mule with 2 tractors left. Colin Lear, the Darien Deer, and then we will see once again Tyler Paddock in too deep.
Out of Illinois, Harvard, Illinois, Ted Skelton. Chevrolet calls it the Rock. He's watched almost every puller in this class before him spot the sled on the far right side. He's going to roll the dice, spots the sled on the opposite side, as most of the class has done over there on the right. Has to be 314.33. Ted Skelton, Harvard, Illinois, the Rock. $296.46 for Ted Skelton. 296.46 feet for the Rock.
On the grandstand side, we just saw Casey Lear with the Badger Deer. He laid down a pass of 3:46 and 49. Here comes Colin Lear, the Darien Deer. He was the first hook in his class. He was our option puller. He decided to exercise his option and drop to the bottom of the class. 2 tractors left in our 9,500-pound limited pro stocks. All right, he rolls the chain tight. Green flag and green light on the sleds. Here comes Colin Lear, the Darien Deer. Much better pass than his first hook. His first hook had some issues, got him stopped here about the 150-foot mark. Decided to exercise his option and drop to the bottom.
Next puller on the modified four-wheel drive side. Ford. Out of Bedford, Iowa. Murray Thornton. Thumper, big. Ford Hemi under the hood.
And the distance for the Darien Deer, 343 feet, 0.52, 343.52. That'll put him in the number 4 spot with 1 tractor to go.
(2017 and 18) points champion in the Outlaw modified four-wheel drive class. All Ford under that sheet metal. That is a Ford Hemi. Got to beat 3:14.33 to get past the Chevrolet. Murray Thornton, Thumper. Heard him back pedal one time in that pass early on. They're around the 100-foot mark. He back pedaled trying to get those big tires, those big 34-inch tall tires, to grab a hold of something. (293.63 feet, 293.63 for Murray Thornton.
All right, they tell us.
Hey, Brian, whatever you told me there a little bit ago, this is wrong.
Tyler Paddock will not be able to come back, so we will measure him at the 178.66, 178.66. So our unofficial results for our top 5 on our 9,500-pound limited pro stocks. 5th place coming undone, Bo Eilenstein. Number 4, the Darien Deer, Colin Lear, 343 and 52. The Badger, number 3, Casey Lear, 3:46 and 49. 1, Bad Apple, Gage Ott. He's our runner-up tonight, 3:47 and 69. And our winner with a monster pass of 353 feet, .69, the Green Mule, John Deere 5010 out of Marseilles, Illinois.
The Holman brothers out of Wauseon, Ohio. Very tough team in this modified four-wheel drive division. Spotting the sled on the far right side. Veteran driver behind the wheel in Paul Holman. That classic Chevrolet body called 4Play. Once again, this truck pulls with the NTPA. It is no larger than 650 cubic inches. So right there in itself is a disadvantage having that smaller power plant.
Grandstand side, Lauren Paulson, the Deere Commander out of Coal Ridge, Nebraska, on our unlimited super stocks. If I was a betting man, I would say he's going to exercise his option.
Well, watch his hand. Let's see what he says here. I'm sure you're going to see the thumbs down here. Obviously got out of the throttle before 100 feet from my vantage point.
Okay, he's going to drop. So no official distance, grandstand side. Lauren Paulson will drop, the Deere Commander.
On the two-wheel drive side, Randy Whittling out of Manchester, Iowa. Supercharged Chrysler Hemi. C-Cab calls it special delivery. I forgot to mention at the souvenir trailer you can buy ear protection. He does have ear protection available there at the souvenir trailer. $50-50 drawing. 50-50 drawing. For ticket number 339613, 339613. The 50-50 drawing. Tickets were being sold at the beer stand. Go collect your prize, $122. 339613. If that's your number, you just won the 50-50 drawing. $256.37, 256.37 for Randy Whittling.
Backing into the sled, grandstand side. Any New Holland fans in Dubuque, Iowa tonight? Brian Bowles, alter ego from Mount Vernon, Missouri. As I mentioned earlier, this is the tractor that won Louisville, won the National Farm Machinery Show in February 2020. No official distance yet. On our Unlimited Super Stocks grandstand side, Lauren Paulson, the Deer Commander, he was our option puller. He exercised his option and decided to drop. Total of 6 Unlimited Super Stocks. We got them from Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. Here comes Brian Bowles, Alter Ego, Mount Vernon, Missouri. Hey, how about that, folks? You like that?
Yeah, buddy. That was fun to watch right there.
Setting the bar right there.
Wayne Timmerman out of Cuba City, Wisconsin. Another big Hemi under the hood of his machine. Calls it showtime. Nice hook for Wayne Timmerman. Had to be 290.15. I'm going to bet he got out past that 300-foot mark.
Speaking of nice hooks, Ron, Alter Ego, Brian Bowles, New Holland, he goes 377 and 13, 377 and 13 to set the bar on the grandstand side.
Oh, we just raised the bar over here on the pit side as well. Wayne Timmerman goes 320.25 to take the lead away from Lynn Stumey. So Wayne Timmerman out of Cuba City, Wisconsin, the Showtime Chevy S10 moves into the number 1 spot.
On the grandstand side, looking for Colin Wiens, the Deer Factor out of Beatrice, Nebraska. On our Unlimited Super Stock sled.
I want to thank EcoTuning.com. EcoTuning, a leader in helping you gain fuel efficiency, more power from your farm equipment in a safe, reliable, and proven method. EcoTuning.com. Reach out to EcoTuning.com to get the most mileage, get the most economy, and the most power out of your farm equipment. EcoTuning.com.
Also want to thank Extreme Performance and Tire Cutting. Check with them for your Kaiser rims, or if you need tires sharpened, or if you need new pulling tires. Extreme Performance and Tire Cutting from Rock Valley, Iowa. Grandstand side, looking for Colin Wiens. Colin Wiens, the Deer Factor from Beatrice, Nebraska.
Dustin Amundsen out of Nostrand, Minnesota. Tough machine in this one called Bottoms Up. The new distance to beat, 320.25. Wayne Timmerman sits out front. Well, I think Graham Tire, your tire dealer. Check out GrahamTire.com. They've got tires to fit your car, your pickup, tractor, payloader, truck, feed wagon, manure spreader, ATV, lawnmower. You get the point. Graham Tire. Dustin Amundsen burns it in out there past the 300-foot mark. We'll have to wait for that official distance to see if it was enough. Dustin Amundsen pulls into the lead with that pass, 334.72 feet, 334.72. Give him a round of applause. Dustin Amundsen, your new leader with Bottoms Up. DeKalb Asgrove. DeKalb seeds are proven winners in the field with better yields and faster maturity than the competition. Contact your local DeKalb rep and start planting more acres with DeKalb for more profitability. DeKalb.com, DeKalb Seeds.
Coming out to the track on the grandstand side, all the way from Beatrice, Nebraska, the Deer Factor, Colin Wiens. Hey, we want to give a special shout out to those watching at home or in the bar or wherever you might be on outlawpulling.tv. Appreciate you purchasing the live stream and joining us here in Dubuque, Iowa, outlawpulling.tv.
Yeah, if you're watching, give us a shout out on Facebook. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're having a watch party, if you're just sitting at home on the couch, enjoying a cold beverage on this Saturday night. Watching some pulling here in Dubuque, Iowa.
We have one distance in the books over on the grandstand side. Brian Bowles, that Alter Ego New Holland from Mount Vernon, Missouri, 377 feet, 0.13, 377 and 13. Is the mark to beat on our unlimited super stock sled.
Gotta love the looks of this tractor. Look how low in the saddle he sits in this unlimited super stock John Deere.
Let's just hope that maybe that was just the guillotine slamming shut. We heard a pop, but it wasn't a big pop.
All right, going back to the two-wheel drive side. Terry Timmerman, Dickeyville, Wisconsin. Chevrolet, Colorado, calls it hot and nasty.
All right, Deer Factor is going to drop to the bottom of the class. So Deer Factor will drop to last, which will bring in Glenn Freese, Red Ink, out of Atkins, Iowa.
Terry Timmerman setting up on that right side of the track. Very popular starting point on this track here tonight. Got to beat 334.72. Terry Timmerman, hot and nasty out of Dickeyville, Wisconsin. Wow, took him a long time to get a hold of that track.
Yeah, it wasn't until about the 175, 200 foot mark till it hooked up until she took off.
.58 feet, 303.58 for Terry Timmerman with the hot and nasty machine. That will put him in the number 3 spot for now.
Yeah, that'll put the Timmerman brothers number 2 and number 3 together. There's Showtime Wayne Timmerman number 2.
All right, hot and nasty, unfortunately, will be disqualified. Was not wearing a piece of safety equipment that is required. And then he did not have his neck collar on during that pass. That is cause for disqualification, unfortunately.
On the grandstand side, Red Ink from Atkins, Iowa. Glenn Freese on our unlimited super stock sled.
Good running tractor right here, Glenn Freese.
Yeah, he finished 4th in points last year in the 2020 pulling season, but prior to that, both in 2018 and 2019 was our points champion. So he would like to move up to the top of the heap again for this year's pulling season. Once again, one distance so far in the books, grandstand side. That's Brian Bowles with Alter Ego, 377 and 13.
Scott Wiens coming up next in this 2-wheel drive class. out of Beatrice, Nebraska. Good looking Chevrolet. It's all Chrysler Hemi under the hood.
On the grandstand side, red ink, Glenn Frisco's 3.52 and 15, 352 feet, 0.15.
Scott Wiens got to beat 334.72 to take the lead. Out of Beatrice, Nebraska, Relentless. Wow, what a nice hook for Scott Wiens.
You know, that truck, beautiful paint job, that was painted about 4 miles from my house. That paint job comes from Nelson Custom Paint, Jeremy Nelson.
Comes up just a tick short at 330.66. Puts him in the number 2 spot behind Dustin Amundsen. We'll give a shout out to Tim Blankspoor, watching at home with his dad from George, Iowa.
On the grandstand side, Deer Fever from Frankfort, South Dakota, Gary Whip.
Also Tyler Ulmer watching from home on outlawpulling.tv. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching from home, give us a shout out. Give us a shout out on Facebook. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're watching with. We're nosy like that. We just want to find out what's going on out there.
All right, from Frankfort, South Dakota, the Deer Fever. Gary Whip. Well, he had a head of steam going, was carrying that front end. Looks like he had it weighted just about perfectly.
Look, oh, hey there. Did you bring your marshmallows? Leroy, look at that. We got a little fire going over there. Get some s'mores, some marshmallows going on over there from the exhaust from that tractor of Gary Whip. Gary Whip's been pulling in his 51st year of pulling this year. Been doing it for a while. Chad Haggerty getting backed up to the sled, the Hillbilly Hot Rod out of Gaysville, Wisconsin. Gary Whip was just clocked at 36 miles per hour on that pass.
And Gary's pass was 347 and 47. 347.47. Moves him into the number 3 spot.
Chad Haggerty looking down a long track. Tough road to hoe here. 3:34.72 the mark to beat. Chad Haggerty having some problems there on that pass. Backpedaled a couple times.
Obviously going to need a pull-off vehicle over here on the infield side.
Something flew off the front of the truck, and we can't see it from where we're at here in the crow's nest.
Bringing you up to date over on the grandstand side. They tell us that Colin Wiens will not be able to come back. So we've got 4 official distances over there. We got 6 in the class, 4 have hooked. The Deer Factor currently number 4 at 13.28, Colin Wiens. Number 3, Deer Fever, Gary Whip, 3:47 and 47. Right now sitting in the number 2 spot, Red Ink, Glenn Freese at 3:52 and 15. And Brian Bowles, Alter Ego, continues to lead at 3:77.13. All right, back into the sled now. New wrap on this tractor for this year, Colton Whitworth, the NK Yield Express out of Unionville, Missouri.
.275.55 officially for Chad Haggerty, 275.55. Dadgummit. Not going to get that tractor down the track here tonight.
As you notice, as Colton was coming down the track, started bouncing a little bit, bounced some weights off. Anytime that you lose part of your pulling vehicle while you're going down the track, that is a DQ. So unfortunately, disqualification for the NK Yield Express from Unionville, Missouri of Colton Whitworth.
Dadgummit. Not going to get that tractor down. Send a shout out to Josh Runyon down there in Chickasha, Oklahoma, watching live on outlawpulling.tv. We'll be pulling down there in Chickasha. August the 28th, we'll be in Chickasha, Oklahoma. Also, Dave Bennett, Mr. Dave Bennett, watching from Ninica, Oklahoma, watching live on outlawpulling.tv. Thomas Terrell out of Swisher, Iowa. Truck is called a High Maintenance. square and perpendicular to that sled. Very crucial in how these trucks pull off the line. That chain must be perpendicular to the sled, perpendicular to the pulling vehicle. Keep it from turning one way or the other right off the line. Dustin Amundsen still in the lead at 3:34.72. This is Thomas Terrell out of Swisher, Iowa. High maintenance. Wow. Well, it definitely is high maintenance when you're bouncing off the rev limiter like that. Turning way too many RPMs with that big Hemi. Just 320.35 feet, 320.35.
Which brings us to the final puller on the grandstand side. We're talking about the Deer Commander, Lauren Paulson, out of Coal Ridge, Nebraska.
Thomas Terrell just moved into the number 3 spot. Just edged out Wayne Timmerman by a 1/10 of a foot into that number 3 spot.
Well, we're going to see if we save the best for last. Right now, Alter Ego, we got that New Holland up there in the lead at 377 feet, 0.13. Once we started our class over here, Lauren Paulson was our new option puller. He exercised his option and dropped to the bottom. John Deere fans, who thinks that the Deere Commander can get her done? New Holland fans, who you think? Alter Ego, you think he's going to hold the lead? Here we go, Lauren Paulson, the Deere Commander, Coal Ridge, Nebraska. Well, we give every opportunity, every hook, 2 opportunities, and that was his second opportunity right there. So,
Trevor Fitzsimmons out of Macon, Missouri. Pro Designs S10. That's Dad Tim walking up the track. Tim had a 2-wheeler entered here tonight, the Country Heat machine. They discovered a leak in the injection pump sitting over there in the staging area. Had to scratch it from competition. So Tim's going to be rooting on Trevor from the sidelines. Trevor Fitzsimmons out of Macon, Missouri. We'll be pulling in Macon this season on August the 14th. The Missouri Honor Flight pull there in Macon this year on August the 14th. Rolls the slack out of the chain. Green light comes on the sled. Waiting on that green flag to drop the hammer on the Pro Designs S10. Trevor Fitzsimmons making a nice pass there. We'll see if it's enough. Had to get past the mark set by Dustin Amundsen. .311.9, not going to be enough. the mark set by Dustin Amundsen with bottoms up.
All right, the class just completed on the grandstand side, our unlimited super stocks. We had 6 of them. 6 of them here this evening. 6th place will go to Colton Whitworth out of Unionville, Missouri with that NK Yield Express. Number 5, Colin Wiens from Beatrice, Nebraska with Deer Factor. Number 4, the Deer Commander, Lauren Paulson. Now our top 3, Deer Fever, Gary Whipt, Frankfort, South Dakota. He lays down a pass of 3:47.47. Our runner-up, Glenn Freese, Red Ink, out of Atkins, Iowa. Glenn Freese goes 3:52.15. And our winner, Alter Ego, that beautiful New Holland, Brian Bowles, out of Mount Vernon, Missouri, with the winning pass of 377 feet.13.
Well, I thank Northwoods Engineering, a new sponsor for us this year with the Outlaws. NorthwoodsEngineering.com for high-performance products for tractor pullers, high performance and high durability. Northwoods Engineering, the heads of champions. NorthwoodsEngineering.com.
Hey, Ron, you know what? Most guys, they're not good at expressing their love. But super clean guys, they can do it all the time. They boldly wear their hearts on their grease-stained sleeves. They show their grills, their tools, and their gas-powered toys just how much they love them with Super Clean Tough Task Cleaner and Degreaser. It's the fastest way to get grimy stuff back to mint condition. Hey, it's 2021 now, and it's okay to let your filthy engines, your stained floor mats, your slimy boat bilges know that they make your heart skip a beat. But don't say it with words. Say it with Super Clean.
Hey, Leroy, I'm a Super Clean guy. Next puller, Chad Timmerman. The showdown out of Dickeyville, Wisconsin. Once again, I want to thank Air Dog Heavy Duty Diesel Fuel Systems with Pure Flow Technologies. Another new sponsor for us in 2021. Oh, it's showdown time. Got to beat 334.72. Chevy S10, big old honking Hemi. Chad Timmerman out of Dickeyville, Wisconsin, calls it the showdown. Little different track. Little different trajectory down the track, I should say, with that pass by Chad Timmerman. .02 feet, 320.02.
Grandstand side. Time for the Diesel Super Stocks. We got 4 of them here this evening.
Oh, yeah, Leroy, I'm ready.
The Bone Twister is going to lead us off there, Ron, from Marengo, Iowa. Travis Schlaubaugh. He will be our option puller.
Now, we don't have a whole lot in this class, but the mosquitoes will be gone from this place after this class here tonight. There will be no more mosquitoes anywhere near the Dubuque County Fairgrounds after these diesel supers strut their stuff out here on the track. I got 3 two-wheelers left over here. We got Richard Morris coming up next, Jack Kielmeyer on deck, Scott Jensen in the hole, that neat-looking fuel truck over there.
Well, in this diesel super stock class, we got 3 of them from Iowa and 1 from Indiana. Marengo, Iowa, Waverly, Iowa, Rock Valley, Iowa, and Petersburg, Indiana. Here comes Marengo, Iowa's bone twister, Travis Schlabach, our option puller in our diesel super stocks.
Oh, yeah, time to build some boost. Turn it loose.
He built a little boost there. How about that, folks?
Nice hook for Travis Schlabach with the bone twister. He was hauling the mail. Be interesting to see how fast he was going on that pass. I would say mid-30s.
On a pass that was 35.8 miles an hour, he goes 3.61 and 62 to set the bar. 361 feet, .62 for the bone twister.
I'm going to go ahead and give him the 2/10 there. We're going to round up and say 36 miles an hour for good measure, I think. He deserves that with that pass. That was pretty. Richard Morris out of Neosho, Missouri, out of the Show Me State. All steel Willys truck body. Minor Brothers Hemi for power. Once again, the lead still 334.72. Dustin Amundsen sitting on top. Richard Morris, Buffalo's Chips. Well, I seen what he was trying to do. He was trying to finesse his way through that soft spot over here, where we've heard so many of these trucks get some big RPM in that soft spot in the track. He tried to finesse that machine through that soft spot. Did not work out to his advantage. Truck got to bouncing on him, took a bad bounce, and he couldn't get it out of there. $256.18 for Richard Morris.
On the grandstand side, backed into the sled, the Super Rooster from Petersburg, Indiana, Kent Payne. Kent also qualified for Louisville. He finished 6th in the finals in February of 2020. 361 and 62, the distance to beat, courtesy of the Bone Twister. Boy, when she starts rolling coal, that's when it's time to go, huh?
Both him and Travis Schlawball, Kent Payne and Travis Schlawball, flirting with that left boundary. Good job of driving by both drivers by keeping them in bounds at the big end of the track.
New leader grandstand side. The Super Rooster goes 369 and 87. 369.87. Kent Payne bumps that leader flag.
Jack Killmeyer out of Nerstrand, Minnesota. Jacked up, 100 proof. 2 trucks to go in this two-wheel drive division. Who's gonna win it? It's either gonna be Dustin Amundsen, it's gonna be Jack Killmeyer, or it's gonna be Scott Jensen, one of those three. Folks, before you get out of here tonight, go visit the souvenir trailer. Go see the folks at Schaefer's Oil and the folks at Super Clean over there. They'd love to see your faces over there. They might even have something for you. Not going to guarantee that, but they might have maybe a T-shirt, maybe a hat, maybe some samples. Could be, but you won't know unless you go. So you got to go see them over there at Super Clean and Schaefer's Oil. Stop by to see Delton over there at the souvenir trailer. He'll fix you up as well. Jack Killmeyer, jacked up, 100 proof. Front row. Something happened. Can't really see it from here. Something went skyward. That makes sense. It was probably a valve. Probably lost a valve out the exhaust. Give Jack Killmeyer a round of applause. That was an expensive break.
And we've got 2 left over on the grandstand side. Tyler Beckman, Born Green out of Waverly, Iowa. And then we will wrap up our diesel super stock class with Taylor Van Beek, Extreme Pleasure out of Rock Valley, Iowa. The Super Rooster continues to lead grandstand side, 369.87, courtesy of Kent Payne.
Tyler Beckman.
Yeah, Born Green out of Waverly, Iowa on our diesel super stock sled.
2016 Outlaw Points champion. Well, Tyler was ready, but the tractor wasn't. The turbos said, nope, we ain't ready yet.
Yeah. Maybe the water didn't come on or something, but.
Yeah, these diesel super stocks actually have an ether injection system. If you ever see one of these tractors in the pit area, they've got a little button on the throttle, right on the top of the throttle they can hit with their thumb to get these tractors to light all those turbos. They've got to inject somewhere in the neighborhood of, they'll spend about 6 cans of ether just to get one down the track, just to build enough heat to spin all those turbos. They run up to 3 to 4 turbochargers on these diesel supers. When I get back, I was right in the middle of talking about Air Dog diesel there a little bit ago. Want to get back to that. One of our new sponsors in 2021, airdogdiesel.com and Pure Flow Technologies. AirDog Heavy Duty and Pure Flow Technologies. Check them out at airdogdiesel.com.
All right, they tell us grandstand side. Tyler Beckman will not be able to come back. Born Green is done. So that should bring us to the final competitor on the grandstand side.
Interesting truck right here. Scott Jensen out of Del Rapids, South Dakota. Twin turbocharged Hemi running on ethanol, not methanol. All the other alcohol-powered tractors and trucks tonight were running on methanol. This is corn-based ethanol. Cool looking truck. Last vehicle of the night. Okay. Tyler Beckman's not coming back. Gotcha. So one more vehicle after this on the diesel super side. We'll get this right. Scott Jensen building some heat in that twin turbocharged Hemi. Dustin Amundsen, one more bullet to dodge here. Sits out front at 334.72. This is it. This will determine the class right here. Scott Jensen, American Ethanol. Well, he's got one more shot here. He did not get past that 100-foot mark. As long as he's able, as long as his machine is not broke, we'll back him up, give him one more try.
Over on the grandstand side, that'll bring in the final competitor for the evening. Both on the diesel superstock class and also for the show, we're talking about Taylor Van Beek, Extreme Pleasure out of Rock Valley, Iowa. Also the owner of the Extreme Performance and Tire Cutting. Check with Extreme Performance and Tire Cutting for your Kaiser rims, or if you need your tires sharpened or need new pulling tires.
Doggone it. Not going to happen for him tonight. Scott Jensen having some troubles.
Folks, final puller here of the evening. Needs to beat 369 and change to knock Kent Payne and the Super Rooster off that top spot. Here comes Taylor Van Beek and Extreme Pleasure out of Rock Valley, Iowa.
Want to give a shout out to my buddy Owen watching in Illinois on Outlaw Pulling TV. Also, my pops watching back in Lucasville, Ohio, watching us live on Outlaw Pulling. City's got a lot of new parts under the sheet metal this year. So pretty much an untested combination on this tractor. Go ahead and give you the rundown here, the two-wheel drive class. Top five in the two-wheel drive division. Chad Timmerman showdown goes number 5. Number 4 spot goes to Wayne Timmerman with Showtime. In the 3rd spot is Thomas Terrell with High Maintenance. Number 2 is Scott Wiens. Number 1 is Dustin Amundsen. I believe that's official.
And there she goes.
All right, so Tyler Buckman, born green, Waverly, Iowa, had issues the first time he was hooked to the sled. Every puller gets 2 opportunities. This will be his 2nd opportunity. Wherever he gets the sled stopped, that's where we're going to measure him at. So born green out of Waverly, Iowa. He was our points runner-up in 2020. I believe he will be the final competitor for our debut event here on our 2021 Thunder in the Dirt Pulling Series.
It's been a pleasure, Leroy, working with you again. Also want to remind all the winners, class winners tonight, come back to the Eco Tuning trailer, of course, to get your check, but also we need you to sign the Case IH banner. Need you to sign the Case IH banner, all the winners. Big thanks to all of our sponsors for 2021 as we kick off the season here in Dubuque, Iowa. Case IH, of course, our title sponsor of the Case IH Thunder in the Dirt Outlaw Pulling Series. Ecotuning.com, Schaefer Oil and Lubricants. VP Racing Fuels, the official spec fuel of the Outlaws. Frosted Frog Coolers and Tumblers. OffroadBelts.com, AgriShield. Agri-Shield.com, DeKalb and Asgrow,
All right, this will be the official hook for Tyler Beckman, born green out of Waverly, Iowa. Well, whatever gremlins he had there at the start line on his first hook seems to got smoothed out there a little bit. We will have his distance and then the unofficial results for our diesel super stock class.
Get back that list of sponsors: Pro Puller Tires, Extreme Performance and Tire Cutting, Fair Valley Performance, Diesel Performance and Engineering, Weimer Fuel Injection and Turbo, Graham Tire, your tire store next door, Stop Fire, the official fire extinguisher of the Outlaws, Hart's Diesel, Air Dog, heavy duty diesel fuel systems, and Super Clean cleaning products, as well as Northwoods Engineering.
And Born Green goes 292 and 31, 292 feet, .31. So 4 of them here tonight in our diesel super stock class. Extreme Pleasure, Taylor Van Beek, Rock Valley, Iowa, number 4. Number 3, Tyler Beckman out of Born Green, Waverly, Iowa. You are number 3. Our runner-up, Travis Schlabaugh, the Bone Twister, Marengo, Iowa, 361 and 62. And our winner, Kent Payne, the Super Rooster out of Petersburg, Indiana, with a winning hook of 369 and 87.